Okay, it's been a little while. The last session you all had met with the mayor. You had obtained lodging at the Bountiful Catch Inn. While talking with the innkeeper, they mentioned a strange local tradition called the fostering, where the town marries off the female children to the neighbors down the bay. Um, you all went exploring, per the mayor, the Recondite Order of the Indomitable Sea. You went to their temple, you were confronted by the priest slash guards and turned away without seeing the vicar. Darris snuck in through the night, invisible, and he saw signs of a struggle in the victim's quarters, as well as the remains of some broken healing potions. Um, the next morning, you all went back to the church to try to meet with the vicar. This time, you met with Caleb, the son of the vicar, and he is also one of the three vicars of the church. Um, he told you all that the father is not here and politely suggested you all leave. And you detected the presence of evil coming from Caleb when you were leaving. Um, you went back to town, got attacked by a giant octopus by the docks. You managed to save a townswoman. You're now heroes. You wait till nightfall and decide to storm the church. And after an intense battle, you were able to explore the hidden doors that Darris had found from his search while invisible earlier in the night. And you found these three chambers, of which the south chamber had Amelba and Rufus Tulby. They had given up their daughter to the fostering. And in the north, you found a bunch of headless bodies that had been sacrificed. And you had also fought this creature who was on guard in the middle room, the scion of the sea. And when we last left, you were talking to the Tulbys about what happened to their daughter. They're oblivious to the dead bodies in the room, and giving their daughter up for the fostering was something that it was their way of helping the town, and it's quite common. Everybody does it. And that the father had left a while ago with their child. And that brings us up to now.
We're just gonna play with the two of us?
Darris should be on in a couple of minutes. He's just running behind from late from work. He sent me a message.
Winter, did you ever tell Darris about the bombs?
You'll have to refresh my memory.
That they don't crit like the normal stuff does?
No, I did not. That will be a good topic to have.
Oh, turn to the Tully's going. So the father said he would be back with your daughter, or you're not expecting to see your daughter again?
They're not expecting to see her. Um, with the hard times that have hit the community, the neighbors disappearing, or not disappearing, but not being seen, they, they're glad to give up their daughter because the father is, he's, taking their 3-month-old daughter to,
And did he say he'd come back for you guys later?
one of the, vicars was going to care for them. But, he was taking their daughter to the, however you say that, Undiomede House.
Yeah, I think.
And we're going to contact the neighbors from there, and he's just trying to jumpstart bringing back good times. Instead of the neighbors coming to them saying, "Hey, we need children," he's going to contact them and say, "Hey, I've got a child for you." But from the Tulby's point of view, it's something every family who has had kids has, pretty much given up a daughter. It's expected, it's an honor. But, they were waiting here for one of the vicars to return. And then the sounds of battle outside the door, they just decided, hey, we're staying here in the room.
Have you noticed any changes within the church as of recent? Things being a little more intense, a little darker and stuff, tone and undertone.
Um, the vicars have seemed to be a little preoccupied as of late, but, we just write that off as, everybody's stressed out due to the economy around here right now.
Don't know how to say this. I'm gonna say this to him, trying to be as kind. Goes from the signs that we've been seeing, just this night alone, this church has been corrupted by something.
Uh, what are
Wasn't
you?
me.
Yeah, what are you all talking about? These are holy men you're insulting.
I'm assuming that crab corpse is that corpse of the crab still in the back room, in the center room?
Yes, it is. And then you have all the dead bodies to the north.
Yeah, I was gonna try to be very diplomatic here and just saying because their signs of fate seem to be corrupted if you closely examine it. And there's this corrupted sea creature that attacked us in the middle room here. And unfortunately, to the north, there's a scene I do not know how to describe it, and I fear to show it to you guys because it might cause you dread.
Um, the old man stands up and he's like, you know, I don't believe you. If you've got something to show me, show me.
I go, okay, your wife may want to stay here, unless you want to bring her along, but that'd be your choice.
She decides to stay put.
And I'll show him the crab person, then I'll take him to the room to the north and show him what's going on in there.
He is appalled and convinced that, yeah, something ain't right with this church now. And you've got to report this to the mayor.
The mayor is the one that asked us to look into this.
The mayor knew there were dead bodies here?
No, he didn't know there was dead bodies, but he's asked since we were outsiders, maybe we could notice if there was something wrong or different with the church recently. He said things seem to have been off, so he asked us if we can just come talk to the vicar and ask him to see if we can find out if there's anything wrong.
Well, I'm glad you're all uncovering evil in this church. And, but, you know, it's just like the fostering. There's nothing I can do to change it.
Can
So,
you give us... Oh, sorry, go for it.
no, go ahead.
I was going to say, can you give us the directions to this Undiomede House? Because I fear for what might actually be happening for your daughter if the head vicar is corrupted too. Trying to be diplomatic with them, so not to try to alleviate some of their fear.
Yes, it is well known where that house is. And, let me find out where it is.
Because we also have that one secret passage we haven't checked out yet either.
Which one is that?
Well, we came into one that was in the center of the church, but there was the one in that guard room or something that Darris found too that we hadn't actually found out. Yeah, because we went in the one where the red arrow's pointing, but where I put my arrow, we haven't gone down yet.
Yeah, actually, there's, 3 doors. Sorry, I'm grabbing the first available token. You got one. Shit. You got a hidden door there. You got a hidden door there. And you got a hidden door there that correspond to the rooms on the other map.
Oh, okay. Oh, so the rooms the Tullies are in is the ones to the south.
Right.
And the one. And okay.
And then you got the middle. But yes, they give you directions to the house with no problem. And, you know, they're going to go home and await any news on their daughter.
Okay. It's still the middle of the night, right?
Yes, it is the middle of the night.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think we should be doing now? Should we try to go right to the house to save the girl, or tell the mayor what's going on?
I don't care if the mayor knows what's going on or not.
He trusted us.
Yeah.
And he was going to pay you.
Yeah, I don't think we need to go tell him. We should just go do what we do.
Finish everything before we report. I mean, you're the paladin. Don't you want to save the girl first?
Oh, I do. I was just maybe they would send help with us, but yeah, I'd prefer to go right and try to save the girl first, if we can.
You're skipping the mayor and going to the house.
Good measure, I'll hit myself with one lay on hands.
Okay, and Undiomede. The U house is roughly 2 miles outside of Marsh, and it's at the end of an overgrown and rutted carriage path. The Tulbys would have given you, you would ask them little basic information about the house before you all decided to go. The Lord built it up. The guy that built up Baytown as a fishing and trading community relocated his house to the edge of town. And that's where the family has lived for a couple generations. Okay. Let's give you all a new map. Let's take Celine off the combat tracker. Rufus is bye-bye. Devin was the henchman. You're gone. Excuse me a second. And such a lovely house. Okay. All right. This house. Um, you're coming up the carriage path, and the carriage path itself has fallen into disuse, and now it's little more than a muddy, overgrown trail. And as you get closer to the manor, the path becomes clearer. And you are able, once you get within a mile of the house, you're talking about walking through soft mud. So, the tracks are pretty well preserved. And you find several sets that are obviously fresh and made within the last 24 hours, but they overlap so much that you can't really tell the number of creatures present. Um,
Sorry, you said creatures, they don't look like boot prints? Or just creatures in a generic, we don't know how many people are present?
creatures in a generic. Does anybody have knowledge local?
Not me, no.
Okay, Darris. Um, you are able to make out that the set of large tracks belong to a marsh giant. However, the other tracks, it's unclear what sort of humanoid they represent.
Alright, I share with the group that there's a marsh giant around.
Okay.
And you do detect the faint tracks of a single horse headed toward the town. And all the tracks seem to be going into the house, not coming from the house.
Sounds like this could be a trap for the neighbors. Or us.
Forewarned is forearmed.
I'm gonna use my detect evil and just focus on the house, see if we can get any sense of evil from the house.
Oh, I'm sure you're picking up some traces of evil coming from the house.
It would be kind of like bow my head, focusing on it. And then I'll tell them I get traces of evil, but I don't know what that tells me. How should we approach this? Go in the front door? Or try to find the side door?
it might be worthwhile circling around the house to see what else we can see before we try entering. Maybe peek through some windows if there are any that aren't covered at ground level.
Now, this house has been abandoned for many years. The reason the vicar chose it was just its proximity to where everyone thinks that the neighbors may live. Um, but yes, they would have told you that, the house has been abandoned since the murder of the last lord and the disappearance of his son. Um, no one's not, they're not really sure what happened to them. But, this 200-year-old house has been abandoned for several years. And as a result, wait a minute, it has been abandoned for nearly 7 decades. The ground floor has flagstone. On the second story, you can see the wood sagging alarmingly. Um, the house's wooden doors remain intact, but now all the windows are little more than gaping openings in the wall, with only a few fragments of glass in their remaining frames. You see a small family cemetery 50 yards east of the house.
I have no problems with circling around looking in the windows to get a better lay of the land.
So yeah, here on the side, you do have a collapsed wall where you can enter the house.
There you go. As soon as we find a collapsed wall, that's a good place to. I use a door when, they've left a whole wall open for us.
Well, I could give the three of us fly, and we could fly up to the roof and go in that way. I mean, that would be awesome because it would totally fuck with Winter.
Keep it up, Buck. We'll have some barbecued chicken tonight.
Hey, you'll have to get him out of me first.
We'll probably go through that big hole in the back.
Yeah, it would be unconventional to fly up, but the second story doesn't look all that stable.
I'm putting invisibility on myself.
Yeah, that's fair. I could actually put invisibility on myself too, and leave poor Demon as the only target.
Hey, I'm down with that.
Could be an element of surprise for them.
That's true. That's actually what I'll do. Darris is going to go invisible too.
Since you all are walking totally around the house, you would see here in the back part is a kitchen. The wooden outbuilding. It's got a stone chimney and a hearth. Its roof is sagging. Part of it has collapsed.
So we'll start walking around the back.
Okay, and from where you're at,
And hopefully 2 invisible guys are following me.
you know what, screw it. Okay, You can see part of a bedroom right here, and you can see part of a dining room in the other room.
Do we hear any noises coming from inside? Like a child crying or anything?
No, you do not.
Any signs of habitation at all? Or that people have been squatting here or anything?
You did notice that, as you were coming up the carriage trail, that the horse footprints went to the carriage house and all the rest of them went up to the front door of the house. Currently you are not seeing anyone there, but you're fairly confident that this house is occupied.
Well, I'd say you go for it stealthily, but I get a -11 to that, so I'm clanking along.
Clank, clank, clank.
I would +1 if I wasn't invisible.
And to the others going, which way should we go? Through the bedroom or through the back door over here?
I would go. Let's go through the bedroom, and that way we can search the southern room first, and then proceed through the rest of the house.
Okay. As you're looking into the dining room, you know, that eastern wall and the ceiling of the room have collapsed. The grand table in the center of the room has been smashed beneath the weight of a lead and glass chandelier that fell on top of it a long time ago. The bedroom where you're at, the furniture is soaked and it's been reduced to rotten heaps of wood, and portions of the ceiling and the east wall have collapsed as well, revealing the swamp outside and the room above. Like all of Marsh, you are definitely in the swampland.
Okay. Is that a door or? Little black square thing? A door or a fireplace or something?
I think that's a fireplace. Or a chimney, technically.
Like, let's see.
Yeah, it looks like there's a couple other ones around that look like they might be chimneys.
Inner area. F11. Oh, this is funny. Guys, you're not very helpful with that description.
I saw the information.
Yes, we are going to say that those are fireplaces.
Okay. Well, here's hoping this door doesn't blow up in my face when I open it. I open that door.
I'm sure I'll be fine.
I open it and step out into the hallway.
Okay, yes, you step out into a hallway that Door immediately to your south, and after 10 foot north, it opens up into a larger hallway with 2 doors.
I don't see anything at all now.
No. You can see a little bit of the rubble from the circular staircase ahead of you.
I open the door to the south here and look in instead of step in.
Okay, the walls of this room are still intact, but it's clear that the roof above has sustained damage. The floor in this chamber bears a sizable puddle in which the rotten remains of a settee still sit.
A piece of furniture or an actual creature?
It's a piece of furniture. It's a couch.
Oh, okay. Never heard one called cut. Heard that before.
It's old-fashioned.
Now relate to the people I see there are going forwards. I'll be watching the roof as we go along to see if there's any movement or creaking or any type of things that might fall through onto us.
You're not gonna check the couch for coins?
Sure, Darris will go in and rifle through the couch.
Thank God he's invisible.
I want some coppers.
And that's your decision, not me baiting you into it, right?
Yeah, I'll take my... It's a mimic. I laughed, the couch laughed, it was a great moment.
As you start digging around, you're not finding anything except these little creatures crawling out of the couch. And you instantly recognize them as a swarm of ticks.
Lovely.
Great, and since I'm the only visible person, they come for me, don't they?
Oh wait, Darris is invisible.
Swarms might not care about that.
Just to be clear, I was not attacking the couch.
Well, I gotta agree with you on that, Vic, because, he is just digging around and so forth. Would you like to roll for initiative?
All of
What
us?
if I say no?
Then you go first.
No, then you go last.
Well, first to die.
That's a small swarm.
They are just ticks. Darris will take a 5-foot step back because, ew, ticks.
Guess
And
they
you
ticked
know-
you off.
In very unstealthy fashion, he'll toss a bomb. Because that won't alert everyone where we are. But ew, ticks. And then he'll toss his second bomb.
That was a little loud. I was like, shit,
Hey,
why?
hey, we just discussed this.
I was only taking partial damage too. This is gonna take a while.
Me and Winter were talking because I found out that alchemist bombs don't crit. It only multiplies the first dice. It didn't really hurt it either.
No, it did not.
Can you lock us so I can plan
Oh, yeah,
for the
sure
move? Alright, I will create a flaming sphere. And what square is the swarm in? He should have taken an extra 50% from both of our attacks also.
An extra, how much?
50% from both of our attacks.
How so?
Swarms take 50% damage from area of effects.
Ah.
Anything that hits the whole square hits swarms for 50% harder.
Okay, you have managed to piss the swarm off.
I'm not even sure if there's anything I can do to this one.
You can insult its parentage. Oh my god, there's ticks all over me.
You've ticked them off.
Yeah, I'm probably thinking since you were digging in the couch, you at least have one or two on you that they could see.
I threw a bomb, so my invisibility disappeared.
Ah, that's right. In that case,
I think Lydia's would disappear too.
oh yeah, they don't have to hit you, do they?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Yeah, I love these guys. Okay, you want to make a fortitude save?
Nope.
I think they might get +4. This is within 10 feet of me, but I can't remember if that works for my guy. No, let's see.
Okay. Run in there and kill him with your sword.
I wish I could, but I will run in and try to be a distraction. Well, I'll take a 5-foot step in. I'll swing at him, but I'm assuming it won't matter anyways.
You impale one of the ticks.
I missed a tick, actually.
They actually have a decent AC.
Guess that ends. Oh, I get 2 attacks. Here comes a waste of a crit. I shouldn't even bother rolling damage, right?
Nope.
Yeah, that's it. Just trying to piss him off.
You gonna bring Bob out?
No, I will move my orb over her. Oh, it wasn't my turn, that was Bob's turn. Okay. Oops. Well, I'll move my orb over later then.
I'll take a 5-foot step over and chuck another bomb at him.
You need to make your distraction roll before anything.
My distraction roll?
Haven't you ever fought swarms before? If you start a turn with a swarm on top of you, you have to make a distraction roll, or you become nauseated. That's the scary thing about swarms. They can stop you from ever attacking them. That's why they kill parties.
Really? Did not know that myself.
Yeah, all swarms have distraction. It should be there somewhere. Although this swarm is very strange, as it is also medium-sized.
No, it doesn't talk about that. It does talk about when Darris moves out.
Tick, tick, boom.
Okay, so Darris, let's make a distraction roll, which would be a D20.
It's a fortitude save. So it's DC 10 plus half their hit dice plus
Yeah.
whatever their con bonus is. The swarms would need swarm traits on it, is what it would be called. It won't listed individually in the monster entry, probably.
Yeah, finally found it. And yes, you did defeat the distract the swarm. Holy shit. Is that as loud for you guys?
What?
The bomb explosion.
And I actually missed. Oh, wait, just a second. So it's going to get the swarm, it's going to get me, and it's going to get David. I succeeded. Game succeeded. This one failed. I don't know if it's been set up properly or not. Yep.
Okay, what happened here? You missed and hit everybody else?
Splash damage. It landed in that square.
Well, the important thing is you missed Lydia.
Mm-hmm. So, did you hear what I was saying before about bombs, Darris?
Yeah, I pretty much ignore you.
Yeah, we'll talk about that after the game.
Yeah. Aw. And they missed. Alright, so I got my standard still. Hmm. I don't really want to shoot a fireball into there. That might hurt. What square is Damon in? That might change what I can do here.
Right. Well, I took a 5-foot step in, so I was on the other side.
Yeah, he would be on just this side of the door.
Alright, I'm going to 5-foot step up. And create a wall of fire. And that will be it.
Asshole.
Yeah, there's a flaming spear on it too, doesn't it?
Lots of fire.
Probably a good thing the house is in a swamp, or otherwise we might be in a derelict house, might be an inferno about or not.
Yeah, it's gonna move as far away from the fire as it can get.
Nothing can save you now.
I'll just. Do I take damage being this close to the firewall?
No, it only goes one way.
Okay. I'll just wait here in case it tries to come through the firewall.
I'm going to move before the entire room goes up in flames.
Okay, let's say you all dealt with the tick storm, unless you truly want to go in and kill them.
They're gonna die from the firewall.
Well, you want to go ahead and make your roll and kill them?
Start my round, deals damage to them, and I'm gonna make my orb move. So I can't actually see them right now, so I'm just moving it and hoping it goes over top of them. What do you know it did? Oh, they took some extra damage from my wall too. It's 50% extra damage. So there's an
Well,
extra 3 from each one.
that's good. That was enough to kill them.
Well, I suppose I'll stop concentrating on the wall, but it still lasts for another 9 turns.
And will this catch anything else on fire?
uh, it can, yeah.
So chances are the house is going to catch on fire, correct?
Hold on, let me read it. Huh, I'm not sure if it hurts, objects. It's a rather strange thing, because it's a big wall made entirely out of fire, but the fire only is warm on one side of the fire. Hmm.
Okay, in that case, we will say no.
Oh, yeah, it is only creatures. I missed that when I was reading it. It's just the first part there where it says how much damage it deals. So 2d4 points of fire damage to creatures within 10 feet.
Cool.
So yeah, I guess so. Magic, right? Am I right? Am I right?
Absolutely. Okay. Vok, that spell's gonna make a lot of noise. Darris's bombs would make some noise, and
His bombs totally made more noise than my wall.
You made a lot more light.
um, you see the door to the east open up.
Where's the other guy?
Darris is on top of me.
Oh, you want me? You asked him alone time?
Don't ask, don't tell.
Winter didn't finish approving my move.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
think that's because he unlocked us.
And you see this fine looking lady. And she has come into the room.
Woof. She can fit in that room?
So, Darris, we'll just start at the top of the combat tracker.
I suppose technically we don't know that she's hostile yet.
Does she say anything when she comes in?
Do we can we roll to see if we recognize what she is?
You would know what she is. Because you were able to identify her footprints. So,
Okay, so she is the Marsh giant.
yes.
What she is very pretty.
Did you need some alone time?
And, she comes looking in. She comes, trying to figure out what the noise is.
I'm gonna point at Darris and say he did it.
You're in the wrong room. You're just kind of pointing through a wall.
She sees the hand stick out and then the wrist curve and the finger come out and point towards Darris.
She might think you're offering her a snack, like your entire arm. Not knowing whether she's hostile yet or not, Darris will hold off chucking anything and just yeah, he will I'll pause and wait for Damon.
Well, if it helps, when she sees you, she sees, intruders.
Okay.
Must smash. There's no doubt this chick is hostile if you want to go ahead and make
Okay. He will toss bombs at her then.
One of the worst blind dates ever. Explosion with that.
I found out in the 5e rule set on DM's Guide Guild, whatever the website is. Couple of the community members had made the 5e sound set, and when you fire an arrow, it makes one noise. When the arrow does damage, it makes the actual hit sound. It's really cool.
Nice.
Alright, I'll see if this fixes the critical damage. Yes. And he will throw his second.
And Darris, I made a note that you've been cheating for the past 23 games.
Woohoo!
He was just the bomb the entire time.
You owe me some hit points, boy.
Blame Valk, all he brings is his knowledge of Pathfinder. He should have picked up on it sooner.
I don't know alchemists. I've never played one before. I've never even read them.
Although we all have haste on us, though.
I didn't cast it, so I can't remove it.
You
It's
saying
turn, right?
We have haste.
you shouldn't
You
have
also
haste.
still have invisible on you that you need to lose to.
Darris has grappled on him.
Someone didn't give us a rest and clear all of our status effects.
You haven't rested. You haven't rested.
Yeah, we haven't rested yet.
We teleported here?
Well, we weren't resting on horseback.
No, but it's a short rest. It clears all of your buffs that you have running in between fights. Winter. Alright, so you done your turn, Darris?
I passed it to you on.
It was passed me by a long time
Yeah,
ago.
you're good.
Alright. Oh, look. Scary thing. Everybody has haste. And then 5 foot step back.
Okay, she's gonna use her great club, and gotta love having reach. And that would be a hit.
Oh, I say so. Okay, I take a 5-foot step up. And I now
Step up,
have
little man.
I have 3 attacks, right?
Yes.
Yep.
I guess it's time to chuck you down to size, lady. No! What a waste.
Yep. Darris will check bones.
Chucking them at your feet, apparently.
I'm going to try to ricochet it into the room beside Olivia. Alright, both Dim and I take half damage.
Darris, I really appreciate you doing my job for me.
I figured you needed a treat.
What's your job that she's doing for you?
Hitting us.
Killing the party.
Oh, that's why I'm standing back here. 5-foot step back over. Move action, command my flaming sphere to move through. And I'm gonna cast grease underneath her.
You fucker.
She doesn't seem to like the reflex saves. She's prone.
Anything else you want to do?
I think I've done enough.
Okay, well, hey. Being prone, I can still attack.
Mm-hmm. Them natural ones, though.
Oh, yeah. And it's what, a reflex to stand up?
No, you can just stand up, but it provokes.
It's a reflex to move out. Acrobatics, yeah. Okay, yeah. Damon, take your hit.
Samurai, guide my sword. Oh, you may want to take prone off of her. And that's all I can do for that reflex save.
And hey, it's your go.
It's apparently where air Samurai works. I'm going to put it Samurai again. I missed a dead body.
Yeah, you just couldn't
Our
stop,
pal was a
could
little
you?
bloodthirsty.
No, I didn't realize you had died there. Otherwise, I wouldn't have swung.
You're just chopping off its arms, chopping off its legs, cutting off its head, cutting up its body.
Are we out of combat now, or is something else?
You are out of combat, and I'm going to give you all a short rest.
Hey, we didn't say we were resting for 5 minutes. We got haste running. Let's move while it's going. I will dispel my blah 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 blah. Grease. That's one.
Darris is going to cast a heal spell on Demon.
Oh, he doesn't need any healing.
Say thank you, Darris.
I just wanted one more attack. Just one more.
It's always one more.
So I guess we should go through the door that giant came through.
Probably a good place to start.
Well, you got haste, so hurry.
Guess I'll go that way.
I'm gonna unlock tokens. Yes, that is a central hall. You see a vast chamber occupying the space beneath the mansion's cracked dome. I think my shortcut was off by a room.
As you're moving along, you're going to use channel energy, positive energy. You use two melee hands to heal me and Darris.
Okay. Yes, the giant come through a set of doors to your north there, and you can see that there's this is the underneath the grand central hall. There's sweeping stone stairwells that you can see that are climbing to a balcony. The steps and the railings have long since rotted away. From the center of the floor, you see a rough, flat stone that has scorch marks on it, and it's large enough to be a table. And you see these columns that are supporting the dome high above, rather than the finished pillars that, one would expect in such a manner. Uh, 7 massive stones stand along the walls, and they have been crudely chiseled and set on end in a rough circle. Um, and quite honestly, knowledge, religion, um, I'd even give you probably knowledge arcana on this.
I'm untrained, but look, for nobility there.
Um, the you recognize this as, not really being part of the house construction. Um, this is an ancient sacred site. Kind of like they built a house around Stonehenge.
Interesting.
I'm gonna use my detect evil and focus on the altar in the middle to see if I get a sense of evil from it.
Yes, I'm going to say that, you are detecting residual evil coming from it.
I'm related group in a sense of evil from this stone table in the middle. I'm not liking this. And we don't hear anything coming our way or see anything in the room.
Well, so far today we've broken into someone's house, killed that someone, and now we're desecrating their home.
No, you're not encountering anyone yet.
On the way up, it's pretty much collapsed, right? Upstairs.
Yes, the way upstairs has collapsed. You would have to either climb up with ropes or go out to the
Fly, maybe?
outside and.
Alright, I've got to head to work. I will be back in a bit.
Yeah, that sounds good. Guys, do you mind if we take 10?
Yeah, sure.
All right, we will
User
see you
disconnected
shortly.
from your channel.